Hello everyone, my name is Maddie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be making a video answering my most frequently asked question, which is what are the best snakes for beginners? This is my little baby ball python. His name is Banan, and he's going to be helping me break down the list for you guys. This video is sponsored by Amino. Amino is an app that contains communities, or aminos, for every interest. There are thousands of different aminos that you can join. You can meet people from all over the world that have the same interests as you. I'm a part of several different aminos, like the dog amino, the bird amino, and the reptile amino. The reptile amino is absolutely fantastic because there is tons of people there that are super knowledgeable that are able to help you with any questions that you may have about your reptiles. You can join live interest-based chat rooms where you can chat with text, your voice, or the new avatar chat option. The chats are pretty fun because you can learn about people's animals and you can make new friends. On Amino, you can also take quizzes, post pictures, and create polls for other users to answer. I actually created a poll for this video where I asked what people thought the best beginner snake was, and the ball python actually won. You guys can follow me on Amino by looking me up. It's just Maddie Smith, and you can follow me. And you can find me on the public chat rooms where you can show me pictures of your reptile friends. So I highly encourage you to come and check out Amino and join me on the reptile amino. Alright, before we start the list, this is my personal opinion. You can ask tons of different people and get tons of different opinions on what they believe the best beginner snakes are, but these are just my top 5 of what I believe are the best beginner snakes. I've owned or rehabilitated every snake on this list. This is just going from my personal experience of my interactions with the snakes that I've owned or rehabilitated, so everybody has different experiences with different snakes. A couple of these snakes are still readily captured from the wild or field collected. I do not recommend getting snakes that are wild caught or field collected because typically those snakes will have parasites or other health concerns that you can't see. I recommend getting captive bred snakes from local breeders if possible. In terms of substrate for these snakes, I recommend never using sand, calcium sand, walnut shells, cedar, or pine for any of the snakes listed. I personally don't use those kind of substrates for any animal because they can be dangerous. For all the snakes on this list, I'm going to give a minimum enclosure size, but bigger is always better as long as you provide ground cover and necessary hides for the snakes. All of the snakes on this list are solitary creatures and should not be cohabitated or kept together with other snakes of the same kind or of any kind. This can heavily stress them out and they can even cannibalize one another. So starting at number 5, the ball python. Ball pythons come in tons of different colors or morphs, such as this one. Banan is a yellow belly banana ball python. Full-grown ball pythons get around 3 to 5 feet, but some specimens exceed 6 feet in length, and they live 20 to 30 years, with some even exceeding 40 years. There was a ball python at the Philadelphia Zoo that lived 47 years. The max prey size for these guys is going to be a large or an extra large rat. For an adult ball python, you'll want a 40-gallon breeder or a similar sized enclosure at least, with lots of hides. In my opinion, these guys are the easiest snakes to handle. They are just very, very slow moving, as you can see, and typically they'll just stay in a ball and sit on your hand or just explore around very, very, very slowly. I was hesitant to put ball pythons on my beginner snake list because they can go off of food for months at a time for seemingly no reason. If this happens to you or your ball python, you should monitor their weight. If their weight starts going down, you should consult a veterinarian. Number 4 on my list is the Kenyan sand boa. Kenyan sand boas only reach 1.5 to 2 feet in length, with some females getting larger than 2 feet. They have a typical lifespan of 15 to 30 years, and they will not eat larger than mice when they are adults. Kenyan sand boas are also very slow-moving and easily handled snakes. Even though sand is in the Kenyan sand boa's name, I do not recommend using sand as a substrate for your Kenyan sand boa. So far, I have found that aspen shavings hold their burrows very well. Also, if you're getting a Kenyan sand boa, you can expect for them to be buried most of the time. My Kenyan sand boa almost never comes out from being buried unless he's getting a drink of water, and even then I almost never see him. Number 3 is the western hognose snake. Hognoses grow to 2 to 3 feet in length, and they live approximately 20 years. Just like the Kenyan sand boa, since they are a smaller snake, they will never eat larger prey than a mouse as adults. When they are adults, they should be kept in at least a 20-gallon long enclosure, and western hognoses are easily handled, but they can be huffy. Typically, they will strike at you with their mouth closed and they'll just hit you with their face. While it's not common, it is possible to be allergic to the western hognose's saliva. They are not venomous snakes, but they do have a modified saliva gland called the Duvernoy gland. Some people say that being bit by a hognose is similar to getting stung by a bee. While hognoses typically do not actually bite, they will just strike at you with their mouth closed, and they can huff or they can flip over and play dead. Number 2 on the list is the king snake. King snakes typically reach around 3 to 4 feet in length, but some specimens reach over 6 feet in length. Their lifespan is around 15 to 20 years, with some living longer than 20 years. You can expect these guys to be able to take down a large mouse or a small rat at full-grown size, and the minimum enclosure size for these guys is a 20-gallon long, but I would recommend something larger. King snakes can be nippy at first, or they may urinate or defecate on you if they're not used to being handled, but with repeated handling, they will tame down and they will be quite easily handled. Number 1 on the list, and my personal choice for the best snake for beginners, is the corn snake. Corn snakes come in tons of different color morphs as well, and they are very pretty and very easy to find in the pet trade. Corn snakes will reach 3 to 5 feet in length, with some specimens reaching over 5 feet in length. Now where do you think you're going, mister? That is inappropriate. I'm gonna get demonetized. There's a boy inside of my shirt. Corn snakes live 15 to 20 years, with some snakes exceeding 20 years. You can expect to feed these guys large or jumbo mice when they are adults, and they need at least a 20-gallon long enclosure. Although corn snakes are more active than the ball python here, they are extremely easy to handle even though they are quite active. Probably my favorite thing about the corn snake is how often I see my corn snake out in his enclosure. He's constantly climbing on different branches or on his hides and exploring around his enclosure. So he is definitely the snake that I see and interact with the most out of all of my snakes. While this snake did not make it in the top 5, I would like to mention that the rosy boa is also a good choice for beginners. I've never personally owned a rosy boa, so I did not add it to my top 5. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you agreed or disagreed with any of my choices, or what you think the top 5 would be, or let me know what your first snake was in the comments down below. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more animal videos, and I will see you guys in my next video. Say goodbye to Banan. Say bye, buddy. Bye!